It's Coach Adewale again, still on the World Cup 2026. Man, it was a good outing, especially from the weekend up to this time. And we've been praying for a very long time to see an African top one of the table, which it has happened with the likes of Egypt topping their table. So it was indeed an interesting one. And we have Morocco versus Scotland, where they play 1-0. It was, if it's not because of the goal differences, Morocco would have topped that table. Because in that group is where you have the likes, one of the giants of the World Cup, Brazil. And the only thing differentiating the Brazil from the Moroccans is just a goal different. So what an interesting one for that African team there. Then we have the likes of Cape Verde. They played 2-2. They did well. In fact, this Cape Verde side, I see them qualifying. If not as second in their group, they are going to qualify as the best loser. And I see them playing at the round 32. Now, the match that get me so annoyed is the one of Germany versus Cote d'Ivoire. Honestly, I feel that Cote d'Ivoire was supposed to take the 3 points out of that game. But if you look at this Cote d'Ivoire team, because I watched that game, I watched that game so dearly, because there is one thing about this Cote d'Ivoire team, and there is a system. You see, there's a player that is key in that Cote d'Ivoire team, and his name is Amad Diallo. In fact, when I watched the lineup, I said to myself that Coach Faye was not supposed to start Amad Diallo. Lest you like it or not, Amad Diallo is a super sub in any game. Amad Diallo is a super sub, both in his club Manchester United and both for his country, the Ivory Coast. Seeing him starting that game, I was so bitter. There is no need. I believe as a coach, we have studied this player. We understand how they play, their tactics and their ability. Sometimes you use this player according to their ability. It works to the advantage of the team. I felt that Odingra was supposed to start that game, and that time Odingra was being brought into that game was the time a player like Amad Diallo was supposed to be coming into that game. If you look at the German side, the guy that scored the 2 goals, that is his way of play. That guy has always been a super sub. We should go and investigate about that guy. I think Daves or something like that. He has always been a super sub. And the German national team, that is how they've been using that guy. So at this time, I felt that Coach Faye, that is the coach of the Ivory Coast side, was supposed to do the same thing. That was what he did against Panama, bringing Amad Diallo, bringing him in, and he was the one that scored the 1 goal at the extra time. So starting him, and if you watch this match, Cote d'Ivoire versus Germany, if you watch that goal that Casey scored, it was due to the intervention of Amad Diallo. So sometimes we need to use this player according to their ability and to their own favor, that we work to the advantage of the team. Because I felt, if you look what happened after the 70th minute of that game, something changed. The German coach started bringing in more attackers, eliminating some of his midfielder, and there were a lot of pressure in the central part, in the third half of the Ivorian defense line. There were a lot of pressure. The defender did their best, but when you are playing under that full pressure, under that high press from a tough opponent like the German side, you are bound to make mistake. Not because the defender of the Ivorian side were not disciplined, because I felt that was the time. You know, the best way, for me as a coach, the best form of defending is to attack. when you don't attack, that is why I'm not a coach that believe much on low blocks. Low blocks is not that is what Arsenal plays at the final of the Champions League, and they were not able to defend the one goal, because there are times that when there is a lot of pressure on the defender, it will lead them to indiscipline. More pressure will lead them to commit mistakes. And that game, the tactics of the German coach worked out. Though we want to say that the Ivorian side, they had a lot of opportunities, they have a problem of finishing. That is why I said, if you have the likes of Amad Diallo, those finishing touches that they need in the second half of that game to win that match would have been superb. Because I know, instead of looking for Odingra, everybody will start looking the way of Amad, and Amad will not disappoint, because there were a lot of chances, but nobody, even Fofana, even Pepe that came in, look at opportunities being created, nobody to do the finish touches. Nobody. There were a lot of square play from the right wing of the field, but there were nobody to do the finishing. That is where you have, and again, bringing Amad Diallo at that time, it increases the pressure for the German side, because they knew him, they know him very well. They want to tighten up their defense, and there will be nothing like full pressing on the Ivorian team. And you will see this Ivorian defense line will not be put under that pressure for them to go as far as conceiving 2 goals. So I feel Faye need to work on his tactics and understand Amad Diallo more often, because you fought this guy in Manchester United. Anytime he's starting the game, his performance is always awful, but you bringing him is a super sub. Bringing him at that time, he did something wonderfully well. So every national team understand their play. Like the Egyptian side, if you look the Egyptian side, the way they play their game, Mohamed Salah was there, he started that game and he played fantastically well. Even everybody know his role, his leadership role in that team. But not all concentration, just like the Argentine team where they focus more energy on Messi. Some energy are focused on other player. Why half of the team attention is still focused on Mohamed Salah himself? You won't see his leadership role of that like Messi. But let me tell you, Mohamed Salah is leading that team. That is why he scored when nobody is expecting his goal to come in. So please, all national team, let's understand this player and let's know how to use them, especially the national team from Africa. So please continue to watch, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because with Coach Adewale, football is fun and football is friendship.